Hey guys, back for another video today. So I am doing a review of Veldensteiner Landbier. Landbier is a style of beer originating in Germany. It literally means country beer, but it's basically a way of saying session, or not saying session, of saying a session style beer, the sort of beer that a person can sit down and drink any time of the day. They're not very hoppy. On the occasion that they're really malt forward or really yeast forward, it's a really undefined yeast forward or an undefined malt forward. Something that's not, you normally wouldn't drink a Landbier and go, oh, I get the caramel. You would just go malt, but I don't really know what kind of malt. Just it's malt forward. So they're pretty easy to drink beers usually, and this Veldensteiner has a neat little swivel top. So I've actually got a few different ones from this brewery that I'm going to be doing over the coming days. Yeah, let's get her popped and poured. I'm just gonna get the pour going. Try to get a nice head on this. Ooh. Big, thick, heavy head. I must have poured that quite poorly. It's sticking around, too. Ooh. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna see how this thing smells. It almost smells like white bread. You get a little bit of yeast, but it's not like... Yeah, white bread is the only way I can think to describe the smell of this. It's not... Huh. It doesn't have those really powerful, those ketones or phenols you would get from, like, from a wheat beer or anything like that, or from a mead, or I don't know if you guys drink mead. I do, but really light and simple smelling. There's not much of a nose. It's just a little bit yeasty, and almost like white bread. Let's taste. Okay. I don't know that I'd say this is really a sessionable beer. It's almost like you mixed a session and a Schwarzbier. It's a little bit toasty, almost slightly astringent. As soon as it hits your tongue, it's like that. But then it slips away and is pretty watery and slippery after that. If it weren't for that very initial kick of toasty astringency, I would say this is a great session beer. One that I would sit down at a pub with some friends with. Definitely not a lawnmower beer. This would be more like this is a steak beer, I would say. I would sit down with this with a nice steak, so that it's a pretty heavy beer, but it's not anything that's going to overpower a meat dish. Yeah, interesting. So I've had a couple of these guys, a couple of beers from these guys before. Again, there's a distributor around here. Does a lot of imports. They do a lot of imports, and I like my German beer, so I stop in, see what they have. They had some of this today, so I grabbed some of it. It's nice. Not my ideal beer. I'm trying to think. I can't think of anybody that I know who I would say this is their ideal beer. But if I was sitting down in a pub, got my glass there, and you were to fill me up with any I don't know, anything that's traditionally on tap at a pub, any of the big three, Budweiser, Coors, anything in that family of beer, or this, I would take this hands down. And I do like lagers. I really love lagers, and I know Budweiser is a lager, and they're okay. For my taste, they're okay. This I would take over it, unless it's middle of the summer and I just finished mowing the lawn. Then I'd take a Budweiser over this. But I'd take a Budweiser over pretty much any dark beer come midsummer. It's interesting. Nothing I can't think of anything to really compare this to. The only thing I could say is it's almost like you took a traditional lawnmower beer and added like a quarter of a cup of a Schwarz beer. It's a malt forward session beer. That's the only way I can describe it. Yeah, a little bit watery in aftertaste, now that I kind of sit down and think of it. But it's still a good beer. Let's see, what's the percentage? I don't think it's on here. Usually imports don't really say the percentage. Nope, can't really get anything on the percentage. If I find it, I'll post it down in the description or something. But yeah, thanks for watching. I've got 2 more beers by these guys. I'll be doing those pretty shortly. I love that they've got swing tops. The fact that they've got swing tops means I can take this and I don't personally use them for bottling my own brews, but I know people who do. So I'll totally sit on these for a while, collect them up, and then hand them out to a few people who want to get into brewing. Why not? And these are pints with swivel tops. Nothing wrong with that. When I first started, I would have loved to have had them. But yeah, thank you very much.